Hi Vijay, I'm good. How are you? I was just waiting for people to join. Usually people join a bit late, like 2, 3 minutes late. So yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. But yeah, I'm good to see you here. Do let me know if you have any queries, or you can just let me know how you're doing and what's going on. I'm applying for York St. John's Uni this September. So are you applying for data science course or something? So if you are applying for those, then do let me know. I will look at it and let you know because I don't really have much idea about York St. John's University. Okay, so I'll quickly look at the MSc Data Science course at York St. John's. Yep. So I'm currently looking at their course page. So their fees is around 12,300 pounds for international students. Now I'm looking at their modules. So statistical programming, maybe it is with R, I suppose. With analyze using Python, that's really good. Database systems and security. So probably they will cover SQL and related things. Artificial intelligence and machine learning. Good. Data visualization, big data, blockchain. Nice. Uh, by just looking at their course content, yes, it looks really good to me, and also the fees is really affordable. So just considering those two factors, I think it is a good option, and York in general is a good city to live in. But one thing that I would suggest you is to go on LinkedIn and reach out to people who have done their masters from this university and probably this course also, and ask them few questions like how's the teaching, how's the study material, how is the support from the professors, university itself, and how do they support you in terms of career progression, like resume building, profile building, and those kind of things, and what type of opportunities they provide in terms of collaboration with industries. So do they do any kind of projects with industry leaders? So do ask these questions to those people, and you might be able to get a very good idea about the university. But if we just talk about three things: fees, location, and course content, I think they are all good. Coming to study BSc Computer Science at University of Roehampton. All the best for your course. If you are asking about university, or if you want to ask about the university, so I don't have much idea about University of Roehampton, but I think uh, if you want to do bachelor's course, I think it should be fine. Well, I forgot to ask, am I audible or not? So do let me know in the chat if I'm audible or not. Just type yes if you can hear me. So the thing is always about the job prospect. What is the current status? So it's same what I've been talking about in past few live Q&As. It is not really improving much, and if you have been keeping up with the news, you might have known that the whole European region has gone into recession. If not whole, at least Germany has gone. So Germany is probably fourth largest economy in the world. So considering that, I think other countries will also follow. So currently things are not looking really good, and job market is still on a downfall. Number of jobs are reducing every month. So yeah, that's the current status. Can we expect a job after completing BSc CS in the UK? Yes, sure, you can. A lot of people in the UK, they go for job right after their bachelor's. Yes, some people they do want to go for masters, and they do. But I've seen a lot of people, they are doing job right after their bachelor, so it is totally possible. Business analytics January 23. My university is offering 3 months internship project or dissertation. What should I opt for if internship? Any suggestion? Only a few options for 3 months intern. Um, yeah, if you have to find internship on your own, which I assume you have to, in that case, I think it will be a bit hard. So what you can do is you can, I mean, first you need to get it clarified from your module leader that if you go for internship and if you're not able to find an internship, can you switch back to the dissertation? If that is the option, that I would say go for internship, and if you're able to find internship, that's well and good. If not, then you can always come back to dissertation. But if this option is not there, then you can probably just go for dissertation to be on a safer side. But in my opinion, doing internship will be more beneficial as compared to just dissertation. Which country do you think has plenty of job for data science, and which country is best for PhD in data science? Do you think one should do PhD or just earn money after doing masters? So the second part of your question is quite easy to answer, so I'll first take that. Should you go for PhD or just go for industry and work and earn money? So it totally depends on you. What do you prefer? Do you prefer to be in academics? If that is the case, you can make money while doing PhD as well. So just go for PhD. But if you prefer to be in industry, and if you like to work on different type of projects, if you like to collaborate with a lot of people, if you like to build things, then I think the answer is simple. Just go for the job or just go to the industry and probably make money. So that is the answer. Yes, of course. And if you go to industry, you will make more money. So if just money is your main focus, I would say go for the job. But if you are interested in PhD or the academic side of things, then yes, you should go for PhD. Now, which countries have plenty of jobs? So, uh, all the countries have different number of jobs. So, it again very much depends on. It very much depends on uh, the size of the country. So, if you purely see the number of jobs available in US, it will always be more than number of jobs available in the UK or any other country. But you only also need to consider that there are more universities there, so there are more students, they are going for masters there, so there will be more people looking for the job. So instead of just looking for the raw numbers, you should look for number of jobs per candidate, which in my opinion is almost same in all the English speaking countries. So when you go to LinkedIn, when you search for job in a particular location, so just go to LinkedIn and search for data science roles in UK, Canada, Australia, US, or any other country, whichever you are interested in, and look at the number of people who have applied for uh, a particular role. And specifically, you need to look at the roles where you have easy apply, because there most of the people, it actually shows you the right count. Because if you apply I mean, there are a lot of jobs where when you open, you have to go to the company's website and then apply. So in that case, you need to come back on LinkedIn and then click yes, did you apply or not. So most people, they don't click on yes, so you don't know the right count. So to see a right count, you need to see the jobs where you have easy apply. And in my personal experience, whenever I see number of people applying for a particular role in different countries, it's almost everywhere 200 plus. So the kind of competition you get is same in almost all the countries. So it's really hard to say that which country will have more more or less jobs. So it totally depends on number of jobs available per candidate. Okay, I'm trying to brush up on my statistics and database skills for the September intake. Your channel has the stats for data science playlist. Is it enough for the statistical programming module? So it will give you a very good understanding about the basic concepts that you need, and if something more is covered in your master's course, it will make you comfortable to pick those concepts relatively easily. So that is what I have created there. And even in my personal experience, if you go through that playlist, you will be able to clear quite a lot of data science interviews. So I would say yes, it is more than enough to cover your statistical part. Any website suggestions slash approach? As of now, I applied through Indeed and LinkedIn. Um, you could try different other websites like CV Library, Total Jobs, Target Job, RWD Read. Um, so those are the other websites which you could try. Um, what is GPA system for masters in the UK? Here in my university, the scoring was based on percentage. So every module was for 100 marks. So whatever marks you receive, that will be your percentage. So it was just like that. But yes, there are different components to that 100 marks or 100%. So your report will contribute some amount, your code files will contribute some amount. In some modules there were presentations, so you need to do that. In some modules there were videos that you need to record. So there are different components and they have different weightage, but it was percentage system for my university. It might be GPA sort of thing, like out of 5 or maybe out of 10 or something like that. In other universities that I'm not aware of, but in my university it was percentage based. Can we get summer internship while studying bachelor's? Yes, it is totally possible to do that. And I think here in the UK you have the option to uh, do first 2 years in university and then take a break, and that 1 year you can spend in industry. It is considered to be as a placement year, and then you can come back for your final year. So or maybe you just finish your whole bachelor's and then you can go for placement year. I think there is something like that. So it is totally possible to do that. And a lot of companies, they have these apprentice uh, openings, so you can always take those roles as well. I'm looking forward to pursue MSc Data Science and AI from University of Liverpool. Do we have any joining groups online that we can join before flying? That would be helpful to get information. So a lot of universities, they do create very university specific groups, maybe a WhatsApp group or something. So you can probably reach out to your university representative. There might be some students who will be handling this whole procedure, so you need to figure out who will be the point of contact, and you can ask them if they can provide you some WhatsApp group so you can join that. One other thing is probably you can join Programming Cradle Telegram group. There we have around 600, more than 600 people. So if somebody is going to Liverpool, you can probably connect with them and share information, and probably you can get in touch with each other. Is there a way to get in touch with university professors beforehand in order to get detailed idea about the content of course module, as I didn't have CS in graduation? So yes, it is totally possible. Usually what happens is when you go to a course page, you will see the module leader's name or the program director's name. You can reach out to them, you can email them, or you can find them on LinkedIn and you can reach out to them there, and you may be able to ask questions to them, and if they're able to answer your questions, well and good. If not, they will give you contacts for other professors who will be handling that particular area. So yes, it is totally possible, you can do that. So what about database modules, or do you suggest any playlist? I don't remember any database playlist because it's been a while, maybe 4 or 5 years when I watched something. So I don't even remember um, which playlist or which channel I followed. But I think I had created a short video on a good place to learn SQL. I don't remember the website name, but I will share the link of that short video in the chat, and you can check out that short video, and hopefully you'll be able to find that resource useful. So yeah, this is the link. You're welcome, Vijay. Thanks. When do we have to choose the optional modules for first sem in MS? Do we have to choose at the beginning of the course itself, or do we get some time after commencement of classes? So usually you have to choose those modules in second or third week. I think you have like 1 month to select your optional module, but I would say you will have to choose in a week or so. So yeah, you'll have to choose them in first 2 or first 3 weeks uh, of commencement of your classes. And one important thing is, when you are choosing these optional modules, just don't look at the content which has been provided inside the module. I would always say reach out to your module leader for that particular module and ask them what all things they will cover and how they will cover, what all projects will be there, just to get a very good understanding about the module. Because I chose cloud computing as an optional module, but it was, I personally think it was completely waste. We did learn few things here and there. It was just about architecture, which I personally knew already, and then I was looking forward to use different tools like Docker and stuff for the project. But we just did data analysis project on the data which was collected from the cloud architectures. So that's what we did, and I personally think it was not worth doing that module. So, and I chose that module purely based on the content which was mentioned in the module description. So I would always suggest anyone here to reach out to the module leader and ask them all the questions and then make your decision. I just wanted to know, how does the module results affect the chances of getting internship jobs? So most of the company, they usually don't ask how much score you have got in your masters. Yes, they will ask you, did you complete your degree or not, but they will not specifically ask how much marks or score did you get. But there might be some companies here and there, they will ask how much did you score in your masters. So to be on a safer side, I think if you have anything above 70%, that's well and good. Even 65% plus will be fine, but try not to go below that, just to be on a safer side. What is the average salary we can expect after BSc Computer Science in the UK? I don't know. I've never researched about the salary for bachelor's degree, but I would assume it will start from 25,000 pounds per annum. Simply because I've seen a lot of graduate roles, they mention those kind of salaries. So if you have a bachelor's degree, they usually say 25,000 pound up until 28,000 pounds. If you have a master's degree, it can go from 28,000 pounds to 30 to 33 thousand pound, but it also very much depends on the city. I have mainly looked into smaller cities because I wanted to stay in smaller cities, and they are relatively affordable as compared to cities like Manchester and London. So if you are going to be living and working in London or Manchester, the salaries could be a bit higher. Like we have Glassdoor slash Fishbowl in India. What are the websites in the UK which show different company job roles with reviews? Those websites work really well in the UK as well, so you can get those information on Glassdoor and Fishbowl for UK companies as well. How hard is it to get 70% plus for an average student, and before how many months do the module leaders release the assignments before the deadline? So how hard is it to get 70%? I would say, again, it very much depends on your capabilities. I personally consider myself as average, so I would say it wasn't too hard, because if you are doing your assignments on time, if you are writing reports properly, if you are covering all the aspects that is being asked in the project specification, I think you are totally fine. You can easily score 70%. I had 74 or 75%, something like that. uh, I had one module where I had very less marks, which was around 55% or 53%, something like that. And it was the first module, mainly because of the confusion, the way the requirements were given to us. And it was not just me, almost everyone had very less marks. So most of the people whom I knew, they had 50 to 60% at best. So you can see that everyone scored similar type of score, but it was mainly because of the confusion and the way the specification was given to us. So it was just because of that. But I would say it's not going to be that hard. Can we get part-time jobs in the field of computer science like web development, etc.? Yes, you can get. Um, Again, if you have done any project, so when you will do your bachelor's, start doing live projects. Try to create live websites, probably from the first semester itself. And by the time you will finish your first year or maybe second year, you will have a very good live working website. Take any use case, take any uh, field or application, just a concept. So maybe you want to create an e-commerce website, or maybe you want to create a social media, or you want to create just a blog post or something. But I think blog post is going to be a very easy project. So, or video streaming app or something like that. So pick anything and try to build that or start building that right from your first year. And maybe in a year or so you will make a good progress, you will make good development, and based on that you will be able to find some internship. Is Liverpool is considered as a smaller city? I won't say that it is smaller city. I will say it's a medium one. Because if I talk about larger cities, it's London, Manchester, and Edinburgh. Smaller cities like Newcastle is considered as Newcastle. Durham is considered as a smaller city. Liverpool sits somewhere in between. So that's there, and there are some very smaller cities where you don't really have anything like Teesside and things like that, Milton Keynes and those kind of cities. So I will say it's somewhere in the middle. And if you see the population density chart, I think there is a big spike you will see around Liverpool. So I will say there's a lot of people staying in that area. So I will say a lot of opportunities as well. Oh yeah, before how many months do the module leader release the assignment before the deadline? So as soon as your as soon as you start your module, after a week or so they release the assignments. So you will have 3 to 4 weeks to finish your assignment, which I think is plenty if you start as soon as you get your assignments. But different universities, they follow different mechanism. So in my university it was like you do your modules and assignments together, but there are some universities, they finish all the modules and then you will get a some semester break, and in that break they will release all the assignments, and then you will have to do all the assignments in that break. So it totally depends on university to university, but that's how they handle the assignments. Hi, I am coming for MSc Data Science at University of Birmingham in September. I would like to know about data science related part-time jobs within campus itself, and how do we increase our chances of getting it. Uh, Within the campus, yes, it is possible. Lot of universities, they do offer on-campus internship opportunities, and you need to be in touch with professors and also with the career team, because career team usually know about the openings that are going on around the campus. So you need to just keep in touch with them. What are the chances? I think you will get interview calls because you are part of that university. So if there is any opening, they would want to give chance to their own students. That's how it was in Newcastle University. So you will be able to get calls, but after that, how do you convert that interview call into an internship or a full-time job for, so to say, that is totally up to you. So at least a month we get. The question is gone. If I have some basic knowledge in SQL and web programming, should I focus on strengthening these areas, or can I take a chance to go for completely newer modules like big data in my MSc? Mm, I mean, you're going for MSc Data Science and AI, so I'm assuming that you want to switch to data science and probably move out from web programming or web development. So I would say learning big data will help you more than strengthening your web programming. SQL is something which will always be there even if you work for a company where you will be working as a data scientist, or even if you work as a web programmer. So SQL is something which you need, but I would say going for a big data module would be better option. The modules are the modules at Swansea University are good for data science. It's been a while. I haven't seen um, the course modules. I don't really remember, but I will quickly look at the module for data science right now, and I will let you know. For the fees that you are paying around £20,000 for Swansea, I think there are some other universities with less fees but better course content. Just to name one, I would say Manchester Metropolitan University. So that's just my opinion. If you think whatever modules they are covering is good for you, then you can go for it. But I personally think there are other well structured courses around. So that's just my opinion. Mm, US MSc Data Science or Computer Science confuse your suggestion. Is it okay to go to US in 24? I think in US, computer science courses are more popular, but the good thing about US universities are they offer you very flexible modules. So even if you're doing computer science course, you will be able to choose modules based on your needs. So if you can choose modules like machine learning, deep learning, data analytics, data visualization, big data, those kind of modules. So I think it doesn't really matter much whether you do data science or computer science course. But if your question is, should you stick to um, modules like operating system, C++ programming, or Java, web programming, and those kind of things, in that case it totally depends on you. Do you like to play around data, or do you like to build things? If you like to build things, then I think it's better to go for computer science, but if you like to play around data, then that is what you are looking for. Is it okay to go to US for 24? I don't know. That's the right answer actually. uh, Simply because Recently, if you have seen the news, you would have seen that there were chances of credit default or debt default by US, and they just increased the debt ceiling to avoid that, which is not a solution. So maybe not in 1 or 2 years, but in next 4 to 5 years or maybe 10 years, let's say, there will be a case or there will be a situation where ultimately they will default on their debt. So I don't think the situation is looking really good even in US. But again, it's a big country, lot of opportunities, lot of big tech giants there. So if you like US in general, then yes, you can go there. But looking at current scenario, I think going anywhere else except for India, I think everywhere it's risky because all the countries are starting to show negative growth rate or very minimal growth rate, whereas India it is showing 6 to 7% of growth rate. So India is probably the outlier or the exception. So India has the best market right now. Except for that, all other countries have very risky profile right now. How is the inflation in UK? It's bad. Things are very expensive. There is a train line here, so a train was going and there was a huge smoke. We usually it doesn't happen is because all the trains are electric powered, but I think this was a steam engine or something like that. So this was the first time I was seeing, so I just got distracted. So yeah, inflation it's high, and especially you can see that in rents. So for a single room or even double room, you have to pay at least 400 to 500 pounds, which is quite a lot. If you want to go for studios, you'll have to pay £1,000 easily per month if you're a working professional. So that is there because you have to pay council tax as well. And the salary hike or salary increment, it is not much. I haven't had any salary hike as of now, so I can't say how much salary hike you will get, but I am talking about the trend from past 5-10 years, whereas the salary in the US has gone exponentially high, whereas in the UK it has been stayed same. So yeah, that is about inflation in the UK. How much can I earn in part-time job? Minimum wage is around £10 per hour, and if you are a student, you will be able to work 20 hours per week. So that's how much you can earn. How is the job market in the UK currently? So like I talked about this earlier, it's not good. Again, the trend is on a downfall, so number of jobs are continuously decreasing. There is a module called Big Data and Computing. Do you suggest any playlist for it that I can go through? I don't really know any big data related playlist, but if you simply search big data, you might be able to find something. Or if I am able to find something, I will probably post it in the community section. So do keep an eye. You're welcome, Ragula. I got unconditional offer for MSc Data Science and AI. Is it worth to study in this university? Which university? I think you forgot to mention the university name. Do you have any list of data science universities according to their module structure quality? I was checking Southampton and Stirling. So I have created a list for Russell Group universities, which I am planning to make a video soon. But it's a physical copy, so I don't know how can I share. But um, I don't really have um, any list for this. I do have multiple videos for affordable universities, but looking at your interest, Southampton, University of Southampton, I think it is a Russell Group University, and it might be an expensive one. Same goes for Sterling. I suppose Sterling is not a Russell Group University, but it is relatively expensive as compared to the universities which I covered in those videos. Southampton, I think it's a good one as far as I remember based on that list. Sterling, I'm not too sure. MSc Data Science with placement year or without placement year, which is suitable and best for freshers and coming from different background. So if you're a fresher and also you're coming from a different background, I think choosing placement year would be a good option. But it is something which is not mandatory that you need to have to be able to find something or find a job. But it just gives you 1 year of buffer time. So if you need that, then yes, you can go for placement year, but you also need to pay something extra for that. So depending on how much you have to pay, you can make your decision. For cloud computing, is there any good playlist? I think Edureka or Free Code Camp. These are the two channels which I remember they have something on their channel. So you might want to check those two YouTube channels. Southampton is 22K pound, I think. Yes, I suppose. I don't remember where I kept the list. I could have checked. Let me just quickly see. Are you talking about University of Southampton or some other, or are you also talking about the scholarship, including scholarship? Because I can see University of Southampton, their fees is around £29,500 for MSc Data Science. I got unconditional offer for MSc. I got unconditional offer for MSc Data Science and AI at University of Liverpool. Is it good to study data science and AI at this university for freshers? Yes, it is a good university. I have suggested quite a lot of people this particular university, and there are few people they are going to that. So I would say yes, it is a good university. How is University of Roehampton? To be honest, I don't really know much about this university. Recently, I've been seeing quite a lot of people getting interest in University of Roehampton, but before that, nobody asked about it, so I never looked into it. So that's why I don't really have any idea. It seems like I need to do some research about this university because lately people have been asking about it quite a lot. But I may have seen it long back, maybe 5 6 months back, because usually when people are about to start their course or during the admission time, they ask about a lot of different universities in one-to-one sessions. So yeah, so in one-to-one sessions I sometimes go through the university's course content, whatever they suggest, and then we together look at how's the course content, whether it's good or not. So I may have seen it, but I can't really say much because I don't remember exactly. It was Roehampton or some other university. Part-time job opportunities around Liverpool University. I would say you should be able to find something, is because Liverpool is relatively bigger than Newcastle, and most of the people in my batch, they were doing part-time jobs in Newcastle. So if they were able to find something in Newcastle, you should be able to find something in Liverpool as well. While doing MSc, when do we need to start applying for jobs? Before completing the course, or after or during the dissertation? So ideally, when you finish your first semester, I would say apply for graduate roles. Once you have an offer for graduate role, you are on a safer side that yes, you have something. You can start applying for other roles. The thing is, graduate roles usually they give you 5 to 6 months before you join the company, so you have quite a lot of time. But when you apply for some other roles, usually they have requirement like you need to join immediately. So if you are in your second semester, you won't be able to commit to that. So yes, that's the kind of approach I would follow and I had followed. So when you will get your graduate role, after that, once you enter into your second semester, you can start applying for normal roles. And when you will start your dissertation, you can seriously start to apply for jobs. Which university is the best for artificial intelligence and machine learning in the UK? So University of Edinburgh, um, Imperial College London, and London School of Economics, LSE. How is the future of data science jobs? I would say it is good, mainly because data is growing on a daily basis, and you might argue that now with AI and things like that, lot of things are getting automated, and they might not need data scientists as much. But to counter argue that, I would say yes, AI can do quite a lot of analysis and things like that for you, but the intuition that you bring as a data scientist, AI cannot bring that. Sometimes you will see some analysis which will look really good, but maybe it is not. So you need to have a very good understanding about what a particular plot is showing, what are the statistical implications behind it. So considering all those factors, I would say still for next at least 5 to 10 years, this data science job market will still stand good. Well, 5 10 years is quite a lot of time, and nowadays, because of these large language models, things are changing quite fast. Things which were just impossible just 6 months back, they can be done in relatively quickly or in a very less time. So I would say It is still fine. I mean, you can be a data scientist, but once you become a data scientist, and if you think like, yes, now I have become a data scientist and I need not learn anything else, that's where you fall off the cliff, I would say, is because data science is a kind of field where every day there are new stuff coming around, and you need to keep yourself up to date. You need to keep learning. So if you are into active learning, I think data science will always be a hot topic or a hot job. But if you are someone who just want to learn once and get into the field, get into the job, and then just do the job, and don't want to learn new things, in that case, I think data science is not for you, or maybe any other IT related field. Because if you see software development, it has matured quite a lot. Long back, even if you just get go like 10 years back, if you had known just some web programming languages or Java and its frameworks like Spring Boot and things like that, you would have been able to find some good paying roles or jobs. But now with those skills, you might not be able to find anything. You will need to know various JavaScript frameworks, different front end frameworks, lot of different DevOps tools. So just like that, data science is also evolving quite a lot. Few years back, maybe 3 to 4 years back, if you had known machine learning or just some data visualization tools, you might have been able to find some data science related roles. But today, if you know those things, it's really hard to find something. So it's just about keep learning new things, and if you are into learning new stuff, data science will always be hot. Do you need to study about latest developments like ChatGPT and other such things? I don't need to, but I like to. So if, I mean, nobody's gonna come and tell me that learn about this new technology, we want to use it. It's totally my responsibility how much value I am bringing to the table, and to bring value to the table, I need to make sure that I am keeping up with new tools and technologies. So I do my active learning and active research keep going, but I don't need to. So yeah, I have 3 years of work experience as a data analyst. Will it help me to get a job in the UK after my MSc in data science? Yes, of course, it will help you because you have a relevant experience, which most of the companies appreciate quite heavily. So it is certainly going to help you. For data science internship in UK, what are the skills needed? So I've made a video about skills needed for data science or data scientists. I will share that. It holds good for internships as well. So if you have those skills, it will be relatively easy for you to find an internship. This video should help you. Good evening, Srivatsa. I have an offer for bioinformatics at Newcastle University. Could you please tell about the university, and do you know anyone from this course? I don't know anyone from bioinformatics, but if you want to know about the university, I have a complete playlist on my channel. I will but it is very dedicated to MSc data science, but still you will get a very good idea about what university has to offer. So I will share that playlist in the chat. You can check out whichever video you feel like might be of help. So this is the playlist. um, but yeah, I don't really know anyone from bioinformatics. I'll try to see, or I will try to check my LinkedIn network. If I am able to find someone, I could probably share next week. But or if you just reach out to me on LinkedIn, I will share the contact with you there if I'm able to find someone. My wife working at TCS banking domain, credit and debit card process in India. I'm going to do MSc. So how long will my dependent take to find a new job at UK? So if you are going to do your masters, you might not be able to bring your dependent based on the new rules if you haven't been keeping up with that. So that is something you need to consider. Unless your MSc course is research based, if it is research based, then yes, you might be able to bring your dependent. But do check once. I might be wrong, so do check once with whichever agency you are going through, or on the UK government website, what are the requirements to bring the dependent. So yeah, you need to check that first. If you are able to bring your dependent, then how long it is going to take them to find a job. Okay, so it goes very same for anyone else, even if they are on dependent visa or not. um, Usually dependents, they are able to find jobs in relatively less time. I mean, if you want to do any kind of job, maybe not necessarily related to what she is doing in India, in that case it is relatively easy. Yes, you will be able to find something. But if she wants to find something in IT field, if she is in IT, or maybe finance, that may take some time. So that's something you need to consider. UK versus US versus Canada for data science masters. Um, if I bring three different people, myself from UK, one of my friend, she is doing her masters in US, another friend, she is doing her masters in Canada. If I bring everyone here and if we start talking about which country to choose, I think everyone will bring very good points to the table. They all have their own pros and cons. But I think Canada could be a good option. It won't be a good option for me because I wanted something to be done in less time. So, masters in the UK is just for 1 year, and that was one of my most important factors to choose UK. And also, UK is considered to be as a financial hub. It is on a downfall now, so that is a completely different scenario, but it used to be considered as a financial hub. So relatively more jobs as compared to Canada, but now Canada is also doing quite well. US, you know that it's huge, a lot of big companies, a lot of jobs, but again, a lot of universities, a lot of students as well. So if I just talk about number of jobs per candidate, it's the same in all the countries. For me, I think UK works best. So if I have to say, I will still say UK. Very close will be Canada. I will put US at last, but again, it totally depends on what are your requirements, what are you looking for. Could you please tell about kind of part-time jobs in Newcastle, living expense, and is it compulsory to have work experience for sponsorship jobs in the UK? So the last question is simple. Yes, you will need some experience to have a sponsorship job is because companies would not want to sponsor someone for entry level roles or junior level roles. This because every company have certain number of sponsorships that they can give. So let's say there is company A, they can only sponsor 20 people. So they don't want to waste those numbers on entry level people or entry level jobs or junior level jobs. So they will first hire you on your graduate visa or post study work visa, and once you work for the company and they see value in you, then yes, they will be open to provide you with the sponsorship. So usually if you have some experience, let's say 3-4 years of experience, then you will most likely be going for relatively senior roles, and that's where companies are open to sponsor your visa. Having said that, it's not like it's impossible to find sponsored job for a fresher, so that is something you need to keep in mind. And about part-time jobs, like I told earlier, most of my batchmates, they were doing some sort of part-time jobs, so it is totally possible to find something in Newcastle. What do you suggest for a fresher in job perspective in UK? I think graduate roles are the way to go for, maybe, is because they specifically look for people who don't have much experience. So you will be able to get into those roles relatively easily. So the first thing is you need to go for graduate roles once you finish your first semester. Once you've secured a graduate role, after that you can start applying for junior roles or entry level roles, and maybe for roles where they need 1 to 2 years of experience. So that's how I would say you need to approach to be on a safer side. The new rules regarding dependent is applicable for Jan 24 intake, not applicable for September 23 intake. I think so, yes. Yeah, I think that's the case. As per IDP, they suggest that I can take dependent for this. Oh yeah, okay. If you're going for September 23, yes, you can take dependent. IDP said the same to me as well. Yep. So you get the confirmation. Yeah. So it is true that for September intake, yes, you can bring a dependent. Lately, I've been getting quite a lot of questions related to 2024, so I was in that impression. So sorry for the confusion. Well, we are over 1 hour now, so I will end the live Q&A here, and I will see you guys. Okay, probably this is the last question I will take. I have work experience of almost 9 years, not in data science though. So will it be difficult for me to get sponsored job with that much experience? I wouldn't say it will be difficult, but I will also not say that it will be easy. So having experience is good, even if it is not a relevant one, is because you will have that maturity, you will have that experience to work in a team, in a big organization. So you will have that kind of attitude, which is hard to expect from a fresher. And I have seen that quite a lot. uh, I'm not very experienced person. I have like what 3-4 years of experience, that's all. But I could see the difference between two different people, one who has some experience and the other one who just is coming out of university. So that kind of maturity that you bring to the table is very important for a company. So I would say it won't make it absolute hard for you to find sponsorship job, but it might take some time. So yeah, remote internship of Power BI at India is helpful to find a job after. Yes, any kind of experience helps if you are able to show that your internship was of some use for the company, and whatever you did, it had an impact on the business. Then it's definitely a good experience. How many projects is needed for getting internship? I found a Udemy course which has 50 data science project using Python, Flask, Django, AWS, Azure, GCP, Heroku. Could have can have a look at it and give feedback. So if you have all these skills under your belt, then yes, you have a very good prospect to get a job. But you don't really need many projects to have a good portfolio. I would say have 4 to 5 projects, but relatively different to each other. So maybe one could be a very in-depth data analysis project, and you can have a very good, let's say, Power BI dashboard for it, and you have hosted it so that the hiring manager can go there and they can tweak the parameters. They can see how the dashboard is responding to them, and is it giving them the information that they need. That could be one project. The other one could be a data science project, like collection of the data, cleaning of the data, doing some exploratory data analysis, then building some machine learning model, maybe deep learning model as well, and then try to host that model using Streamlit, and again provide that link into your resume or on your GitHub so that hiring manager can play and interact with that particular tool and see how you have done. That would be a very good project. Apart from that, maybe you would want to have some SQL project, which is relatively hard to demonstrate, but if you want, you can make a Python application or a Flask application with CRUD functionality. So CRUD. So create, read, update, and delete. So if those are the functionality which you have incorporated in your Flask application, I think that's a good way to show that you have some basic idea of SQL as well. You're welcome, Shushmita. Alright, guys, so I will end the live Q&A now, and I will see you guys next Saturday, 12 p.m. UK time. So have a great weekend and enjoy and keep learning. Bye.